Hi, everyone. Give me a second. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. Go ahead and scan that button right there to see my website if y'all still haven't seen it yet. Um, I would like to say that I am excited about today. I have a 9:30. Matter of fact, I'm about to look that up real quick with Doug Crow, a Zoom meeting. And then at 10, I have a meeting with Moraf Faso, and then I have my regular 11 o'clock meeting. Doug Crow. Give me a second, y'all. I'm going to respond to you, Dom, if you out there watching. Ooh, why do they make it so hard? Doug Crow. Reminder. Here we go. Got it. I'm going to keep it right here, and I'm going to show y'all what I'm doing right now. I'm going to show y'all what I did. I'm going to start charging people because what I do, I just had somebody not show up and they promote themselves through my page and not show up. It actually makes them look bad. But here's the deal. I'm going to start charging certain people to come on my show, and then I'm going to start charging everybody. That's how phase two is going to go. Everything I do is worth $500 to $600 a pop, a show. But I'm going to start charging certain people 200. And if they don't like it, oh well. Let me show you what I did. I work too hard, and some people just don't care about the work I do. So I went on KSL. I used to stay in Salt Lake City, and I went on KSL and did a classified ad. And let's view it. Everything I do, I put you on 5 television networks: DCTV, MNN, Santa Barbara, California, Longpole, California. I done been to these networks before when I lived in Santa Maria and Nashville. And I feel like, and then I edit and put it on Apple Podcasts. Then I sit up there and promote it on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. That's almost 11 platforms. And then I'm going to have 3 radio stations. I'm like national now. So it's like Friday when I go, well, today when I go to the radio station. I'm sorry, do you? Okay. Friday today when I go to the radio station, they're going to do a promo with me in a commercial, and I'm going to try to film what I do because I know it's going to be a movie or documentary about me one day. But like I said, these are coming out of my pocket. I'm doing shows for free from BBS, from KCAA affiliates at NBC, and from KKNW. This is coming out of my pocket, and when you don't show up, it hurts me, and it takes money out of my pocket. If it's free, why not show up? I'm putting in the work, I'm doing the work. So that's all I have to say about that. So I had 21 views, and that's all the stuff I had to say. I just don't like it when people don't show up, because when I don't show up and it's an emergency situation, it's like, oh, you didn't show up. I don't like you no more. But it's just crazy, man. It's very crazy. I worked hard ever since Santa Maria Community Television Network. I've been putting in work. I walked to that. That was my first network I was on. like initially putting videos on. My first initial television show I was on was PA Live. I was on there for 3 minutes talking about genuinely Michelle wigs. And so you have PA Live, you have Santa Maria, which Stephen Pasky will always be in my heart for accepting me and giving me a chance. He couldn't do it no more because I don't stay in Santa Maria no more. But, he is my Clark Kent. We never messed around or nothing, but I love that guy. I love him. He gave me a chance. I used to walk up there all the time and he showed me how to edit. He even edited some of my stuff. I actually did a documentary on him, but the SD card that was this tiny fell in between the cracks of the card that I had. So it's all good. Okay, I cannot interview her right now because I have an interview at 9:30. Make another banner for you. But here is the deal. I cannot interview you until I think I got something to do at 10:30 too. I'm not for sure what I got to do at 10:30. Let me see. Are you going to be there? So like I said, when you charge people, people start wanting to show up to their appointments on time because they dedicate their time and effort to that show. And now that I'm national, I built my portfolio up enough, hold on. She wrote me back. Okay, well, let's do. I don't know what I'm gonna get. Okay, you. No, we're gonna look up. Okay. Do you want an orange juice, Jerry? I had orange juice. You had, so you don't need anything to drink with the water? Maybe a pop. You can have one. Yo, get you some ice water for you. Here, Jerry. Jerry, you can have water. You need a pretty coffee bag? I got something else to do at 10:30. I gotta figure out what it is. That's at 9:30. Oh, I got 10 to 10:30 with Mufaro. Let me do her banner right now. Okay, I'm open. My file just canceled. So I'm free. I gotta do her banner real quick. You know they blocked me on Wikipedia. I was so mad. I said, what did I do wrong? They said, oh, she's overseas. Hey, we can do 10 a.m. instead. Are you cool with that? I got 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Beautiful lady, voluptuous. Not much to say, but I'm gonna bring it out of her.
Somebody said, telling you, today, telling all the people in there, I can tell you they hate you. Then, everybody in the neighborhood knows.
I don't have time, so I'm going to jump on this meeting right now. I just ate some corned beef. Hurry up, hurry up. Why, oh, why? What's going on? Let me do this. It's going slow. I gotta close some of these. I got the QR code. Do it again. because I'm connected to my phone, and my phone is on the internet streaming too.
Now the time people working the time we realize what kind of person I am. I do not judge people, you know.
I'm gonna let you just take your time and eat. I'm gonna go grab a sandwich and bring home, and I'm gonna go grab the car. It's gonna take me about 10 minutes or
4 minutes.
or to drive. And I'll pull up right here. Just don't leave the cafeteria, okay? Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you.
Come on, give me that download link. Stop being there. There we go. Go back, delete this, this, open this, wait till it come up. There we go. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. All I need for you to do is accept this StreamYard so I can go to my appointment. What is going on? I have to go to my appointment. Once it hit 9:29, I'm off of here. Okay, Facebook, I'll take you off. Facebook is having errors. Please come on. It's about to. I know what to do. Let me send her the link. She's not on all my networks because Facebook, you see that blue right there? It says Facebook issues. Facebook is currently experiencing issues causing some users not to be able to schedule or create streams, go live, or receive comments. Now I'm going to go to Doug. I was supposed to keep it up, Kim. Here we go. Thank you, God. Now we're going to go on. Join. If it get too deep, I'm going to cut off the stream. But I do this for documentary purposes. It's not to try to come back on here. Everybody can hear me. It's stream. I'm gonna have to get off of here, you guys. I love you guys. Oh, 20 likes. I love you guys. Y'all keep rooting for me, okay? I'll be back on here later when I have more Wi-Fi. They're stingy with their Wi-Fi, and I'm on an iPhone streaming with my hotspot. I love you guys. Mwah. Okay?
You must be a dating man. Well, I bet on the fifth, I would, I just found that in the end.
Let me call him. Oh, I don't think I have his number anymore. I think I have it.
And we lifted up the submarine in the middle. Wow. And I was the operator of the crane. Wow. USS Pigeon.
Uh-oh. I'm getting scared. Did I put his number in? Nothing is going. Everything is going haywire. Oh, I didn't save his number. He gave me his number on the chat box. Let me see something. He probably forgot. Pass.
I believe in working. I'm 90 years old. Wow, I was a young. Oh, I was 61. I was born in 61, so I'm a lot younger.
I don't know how to get his number. Let me see if it's on his website. I'm just having a rough day today. He's a good person. Sorry here, blog about what they expect about that.
Ships were made of wood and then were made of steel. I have a lot of friends with that. They didn't want I love it.
Give me a second. He wouldn't do me dirty. Things be happening, Fridays, yeah.
I grew up, I don't where were you born?
I'm gonna ask her if she want to show up now.
Where you from? You never heard of it. Last is North Dakota. Go ahead, 3,800 acres. Flax, barley, wheat, durum. And I was the oldest, so I knew I was going to get farm.
Oh, he's joined. Okay, great. He was late.
Recording in progress.
As our note takers. Hello,
How
Kimberly.
you
How are you?
doing? I'm doing good. Now, I just want to let you know recording is in progress on my end too. But
That's great.
when we start digging into income and stuff, I'm going to get off,
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. No problem. I'll do the same thing. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. I got busy on a project, but I'm all yours now. So good to go.
Okay, and I wanted to talk about real estate. Basically, how can I make fast money just temporarily so I can get enough money to flip some big money?
Okay.
I'm going to take notes. Give me a second.
All right. The big, I've probably flipped maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 properties in my life.
Okay.
And so I'll describe to you the process and the mindset of it, and the tactical thing. It's up. You can modify it based on what you see out there.
Okay.
As we discussed earlier, the best use of real estate is to never sell it. Just buy it, hold it, pay it off, and the magic of leverage is cool. If you put 10% down and you get 10% appreciation, you got 100% return on your money. And no stock does 100%. It's a really, if it's properly leveraged and properly set up, real estate is a great investment for long term.
Okay.
On the quick money thing, you're right. There's a way you can flip or options. And I'll tell a story because I love storytelling. That my very best flip was done because I understand psychology. So what I did was, well, actually, there's two big flips. I'll do the first. There's two of them. I'll tell you. The first one was a house I was going to rehab. So I'm looking at this house in a neighborhood. I think I got it for like 134 grand or something at the time. And I'm like, I can make this thing worth 180. I just got to put like 10 grand into it. 140, 150 grand. I'll make 30,000 on it. So I went ahead and did a real estate contract with earnest money deposit. And about, I don't know, a week or two later, the realtor calls up and says, hey, do you want to sell that house? I'm like, I haven't bought it yet. Yeah, but somebody really wants it, and they'll just close on the same day you buy it. Like, well, how much more? And it wasn't a lot, but it was enough. It's like, it was like 10, 15 grand. And I'm looking at my thought, well, I could spend 6 months and money and risk and make 30, or I could close in an hour and make 10. So I was actually, at this point, I was kind of new at this. I was a little bit embarrassed because I knew that we had to actually close and then sell it again right away. And I knew the original homeowner might be a little bit mad that they could have asked more from me and gotten, I'm actually a middleman right now. I didn't do anything to make this 10 grand. So I sat in my car while the realtor went in and closed for it. So I sat there, waited to close it, come out, he comes out with a check. Here you go. I said, was the homeowner mad? Because, yeah, I'm more mad at the realtor than you, because the realtor didn't hold out for a higher price.
Yeah. So
that was a full closing. And then I sold it, an hour later for $10,000. That's not a technical clean flip because I went ahead and I had to go to closing, right? I didn't get a mortgage or anything. I didn't need it. I just had the contract, which is a better way to flip if you can flip the paper and not the house. The paper contract had value.
How do
So
I
the
get
second
into
time
that?
I did it, I focused on the value, right? So I went ahead and had a condo in Chicago. I was going to rehab it again. And I'm like, oh man, before I rehab this thing, let me go ahead and draw out what it would look like. And at the time, this was before technology really took off, but I had a photorealistic image done of the inside. Had an artist go in and rehabbed the entire condo digitally. So I had this brochure put together. It was a before and after photos, and the price point is like 100 grand or something. And I'm giving that to people who want to flip property. Hey, you can flip this one. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. Just go ahead and buy it from me for, again, I think it was $10,000. And one of my friends had the brochure on his desk. And somebody came by and said, that's a nice looking condo. He says, yeah, I'm going to probably buy that thing. He goes, it's already rehabbed? He goes, oh, not yet. That's just the drawing. He looked at the numbers on it. I go, that's great. I'm happy to invest in that with you. And the guy paid cash. So it was another, I think, $10,000 or $15,000 just on the paper. Here's the paper, contract. Give me 10 grand and it's yours. They stepped in. They went ahead and closed and did everything. They just paid me a fee on my piece of paper for that contract. Well, those are ideas on flipping. The other kind of flip people do is they go ahead and rehab it and spend time and money and then sell for more. It's much better to flip without doing any work, right? But there is always work involved. The work in this case is I'm kind of risk adverse. I wouldn't put a contract on something and hope to get a buyer. It's much better to sell before you buy. Just talking to people who wants to buy properties in rehab. Who, if you get to know other investors who buy the real estate from you, and you build a little database, whether it be 10 or 20 or 50 people who are buying and rehabbing, you can then become a bird dog or a source for them. Say, I can find a property for you, and let them know I'm going to put down a small fee for my service. And with that regard, if you develop this list of investors who rehab, you can go out all day long. You don't have to have a dime on you. You've got 10 people that are qualified to buy. That's your confidence to go out there and go, I'd like to buy this property. And your job is to negotiate a really good deal for your rehabber. So you need to know who they are, what their capacity is, what their experience is, make sure they have good credit, they'll actually close, and understand what their limits are. How much can they afford? What kind of spread are they looking for? You really need to understand the rehabber more than anything else. If you know what they like and know what they can afford, what they're looking to do right now, you can go out and find a deal for them and structure that deal. Just insert yourself in for some cash in the middle, be a middleman for finding it. Depending on your state, there are some rules about that. You can't act as a realtor. That's probably illegal in most states. So you don't say, I'm going to, act as a realtor. I'm acting as a marketing company, right? I'm going to find things for you. I'm marketing. But yeah, the safest way to flip is to sell before you buy and develop a list of rehabbers and then just go out and find properties for them. That's the strategy. The individual tactics change based on where you are, who you are, and where you go. There's a lot of garbage out there, right? But I'm listening to this guy, friend of mine, who his very first deal made like $120 million. I mean, he just thinks really big. And he said there's no property out there that is a complete loser. Because even a bad property, even a crack house in a bad neighborhood has value, not top dollar, but anything has value if you understand the market. So don't be afraid to look at expensive ones, cheap ones, tear downs, raw land, whatever your rehabbers are looking for, that's up to them to close. Your job is just to find those deals and flip them.
How do I find a rehabber, and how do I Google marketing companies?
No, don't have to do that. It's just title when you talk to them.
Okay.
The way you find rehabbers, what I did is I joined a bunch of real estate investment clubs in Chicago back when I was doing it. And they had monthly meetings. It was a couple $100 a year, but I'd meet hundreds of people in this space who are buying and rehabbing houses. You see these signs people put up on the streets, go to meetings, clubs. You can look online for real estate investment clubs,
Okay.
and you'll probably find a bunch. What city you live in again?
Seattle, Washington.
Plenty there, plenty.
So when I decide to do marketing, say that I'm a marketing company, do I need an EIN or a formation or
No,
something? Okay.
you could just do a sole proprietorship. You don't need any of that jazz. I just don't want you to fall into somebody saying you're acting as a realtor.
Okay.
So you can use the word bird dog, lead generator, whatever you want. Just don't use anything that sounds like you're a realtor. That's all.
Another question.
Don't get too hung up on the legal stuff. I just want to protect you from some jerk out there. Mainly, it's just you're just a resource.
So
you're consultants. Consulting is a good one.
when I go to these clubs, this real estate investment club, rehabber, do they have rehabbers there?
Plenty. And you introduce yourself and say, hi, my name is Kimberly. I'm a professional deal finder. Tell me what you're looking for and I'll find it for you. Because it's hard to find. It takes a lot of energy to go out and find those deals. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But when you meet the rehabbers, those are your future clients. So treat them like you're so good at this, of interviewing people and respecting them and finding out what they need, what they want. Ask them about their very best deal, what they're looking for now. What's your capacity? How many deals you want? How big? What condition? You have, and then you can, after you get to know them, you can ask more personal questions like, are you doing this by yourself or do you have equity partners? What's your credit like? You want to qualify them a little bit to make sure you don't go chasing down a deal for somebody who's not sincere or can't close. So that's why I recommend having at least a dozen of these people whom you know, like, and trust, ready to go to work with you. Because when you have 10 people in one deal, who's in charge now? You are.
Okay.
It's not you say, hey, I've got this deal. I've got 10 rehabbers I'm talking to. I'm calling you first. Take a look at this thing. Let me know if you're interested. We can talk about it, but we got to decide if you're going to interested or not, like in 24 hours. Next day, I'm going to go to Bob and Jane and, work your list. I wouldn't do this right away, but eventually you could actually set it up where you can actually, do an auction or something. But for right now, just one at a time, keep it personal and you'll be in good shape.
The researcher, I was wondering, like, what is my job title? What do I do? Do I go out and just find properties?
Mm-hmm. You're the middleman. There's properties out there and people want to rehab them, and you're the person who's going to find them. And see what happens to a rehabber is that they got to look through so much dirt to find the gold. The bulk of their time is spent looking to try to find a deal.
Okay.
So when you can find one, oh my gosh, it's like a needle in a haystack. So that's your value, because you don't rehab. You don't, you're not rehabbing. You're not a landlord. You're a deal finder. So that's your job, is to build relationships with 10 or 12 or more rehabbers, and then go out there and go to work. And we'll talk about the work whenever you're ready. It's going to be a wide variety of things you can do here.
Can I ask you one quick question? Are we going to
You can ask me anything you want, Kimberly.
Can we, like, are we going to be able to end in 13 minutes or and then another?
Don't worry about the time. I have time. I got an hour. We're good.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll tell my client.
I'm good till another 15 or even 30 minutes. I'm fine.
Let me email my client and tell her that I'll interview her at 10:45 then.
If you want to, go ahead. It's fine. Yeah.
But tell me, you can go on about what you were saying about my job and what I have to do. Yeah.
Yeah, your job is to you're going to tell the rehabbers, I'm a professional deal finder, right? That's what you're going to tell them. But what I'm going to tell you is that you're a professional deal creator. You're going to create deals. You're not just going to find them because what's listed on the internet, what's listed out there there's not many deals out there. You got to actually make them. So I'll give you an example of that.
Okay.
Somebody lists a house for 200 grand. You know, there's rehab for 10 grand. It'd be worth 250, 260. So there's, $40,000, $50,000 margin there. That's okay. But it might be listed for 220. And you can't go up dollar above 200 to get it. So when it comes to real estate, there's money and there's also time. So quite often I've done this. It's kind of hard to get people's head around it, but if they're asking 220 and you can't make money at 220 because you buy for 220 plus expenses and risk, and it sells for 250, there's not enough margin there, right? Because you close, might cost you 10,000 closing, 10,000 rehab. You got to sell it again. You're gonna make no money. Excuse me.
That's okay.
So you can't buy it for 220.
Okay.
You have to get it for 200 or less. So what most people do is they go try to offer 190, 195, and people say no. What I do, because I understand the time value of money, and they're asking 220, I'll say, I'll give you 220. They'll say, really? He goes, yeah. Here's the structure.
Okay.
The structure is 10,000 down and monthly payments of X, and then the another $210,000 5 years from now. It's a seller carry back. The seller's going to finance it. I'll give you $10,000 down, and the monthly payments for 60 months, and then the full 210s. I'll pay you $220,000 for your house. You'll just get the money over the course of a few years. But you know what? That's making you the banker, Mr. Seller, because the bank is if they finance somebody else, they're making the interest payments, and all you get is the cash. Here, you get the cash and the interest. So you're going to sell your house for $220, and you'll be the bank. Oh, I want my money now. you might get 190 now from somebody, but you're not going to get 220. Look at the stats. Look at the comps here. It's worth 250. No one's going to buy it for 220. It's going to buy it for one. I'll give you 220 if you can wait. If you can't wait, I'll do it for 190.
How do they split it up within 10 people that's wanting to do this? Like, how does it work?
You have to approach your, once you've got the deal, say once the seller agrees to doing the deal with you, you've got a contract. And those contracts have clauses in them. The most important clause to work on in your contracts is a thing called an escape clause or weasel clause, where if after 30 days, after inspection, fines and whatnot, you can back out of it.
Okay.
So there's some good books. I'll send you a link to a couple of books that outline all this stuff for you. But
what
you put that
I have a quick question. What prices should I be looking at to try to gross at least $20,000 my first buy?
I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We just focus on what the rehabbers want.
Okay, so focus on what the rehab. Okay.
In Seattle, it could be $1 million property. I don't know.
If it was $1 million property, how much? If I found a rehabber, how much would I get out of it?
It depends on the price, right? If it's worth $1 million fixed up, and you get a deal for $500,000 with a $50,000 rehab cost, that's quite a bit there. You should be able to put yourself down for as much as you think is fair. Okay. The most important thing in this kind of business is to be really generous at first and show, and your relationship with those rehabbers is the most powerful thing out there. So make sure they can make money, take care of them, serve them, because imagine having a business with only 10 customers. That's what you're doing here. I mean, you got to be really focused on their needs. Find out what they want.
I just pulled up a buyers club. It's a Seattle investors club.
There you go.
So I'm going to join that and learn from there.
Yeah, and don't buy anything.
Okay.
There's so many people selling real estate courses and coaching and boot camps, and I've seen a bunch of them, and they're all great, but you don't need it, and they're going to charge you thousands. So I learned to do my first my first 10 deals or so. I just did it from the books I read. And so I'll send you a list of 2 or 3 books that I like are still relevant. And just apply what they say and the hardest thing is, I know you're like, kind of in a hurry, but nothing like this happens that quickly. It might take you a few months or, I don't know how long it takes, but
once I get with the club, and I understand that, Doug, and thank you for that. Once I get with the club, my job would be to find the property and try to sell them the property and tell them, hey, this is a good property to invest in.
Yep.
Okay.
That's like step 5, right? The first step is to build those relationships with the rehabbers, find out what they want and need, and then go out there and test it out. Get a couple contracts going and say, do you like this one? You like this one? Oh, yeah, I like that one. And the thing is, you can't just give them the lead without a contract on it. The slightly risky part. That's why the weasel clause is so vital.
Do I make the contract myself?
You can use whatever standard in Seattle. You can go online, look up Seattle real estate contract, and just use one of those. That keeps people comfort. But technically, you can make up your own contract if you wanted to. I've done that a few times. Okay. Some people don't care. Some people want to see something that's official. But yeah, your job is to build those relationships with the rehabbers, find out what they want, find out their needs, find out their limitations, and then go find a deal for them or create that deal for them, put that deal under contract to protect you, and then you just sell the contract. It's called an assignment of contract. You give me $20,000, I sign it. And there's actually a clause on most contracts that it can be assignable. You can assign it to somebody else.
Should I know the math, or could they plug it in for me? Or we go over it together?
Your rehabbers will give you their math. If they're experienced, they know exactly what they need and all that stuff. So as soon as you understand the mind of the rehabber, when you're looking for deals, you say, oh, Bob would love this one. He's looking for 3-bedroom, 2-bath, under 500, with needs, minimal work. This is perfect for him. And maybe the first few times before you put on a contract, maybe you just test it out with them. Say, hey, is this a type of deal you're looking for? Oh yeah, And then, but eventually, I want you to put it under contract so you control it, so you can make money with it. But the first few deals you find, maybe you just give them 1 or 2 to see what they say. I don't know. It's a business decision.
And what do I start first? Like, what do you suggest for me to do first? Like starting
Go to the
today
investment club
or
meeting.
go to the investment club meeting.
Yeah, treat it like you're going back to school, and there's a lot of free things you can learn online as well. You can look up all the things we're talking about. Real estate, wholesale, flipping. 90% of the stuff out there will be trying to sell you something. So that's why I'm going to caution you: don't buy a single course. I can dig up my old wholesale course and give it to you. I charge $1,000 for that thing, but I sitting in my closet for years now. It works just fine. But I think first step one is to educate yourself and make that a habit to go out and keep learning and networking. Join at least 2 or 3 clubs. I'm sure there's more than one in Seattle. And network there. Get to know people. Tell them exactly who you are. Hey, man, I'm brand new. I'm looking to be a bird dog, and if I teaching the referral by bird. That's why I even have the principles of that book in this. Oh my God. I did that. I became the number 2 sales guy now, bought millions of dollars of real estate, and I just gave referrals out.
What is
it right now, right?
Exactly. What is it called again? Thank you. What's the book called again?
And I'll send you a link to it.
Okay.
It's called Endless. I'll type a few of them in the chat right now. You can grab them if you like. Those are my 2 favorite books right there.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of other ones out there. You can go to the library and check out any book on real estate investing and just, skim them, go through them. But the clubs will be a good starting point for you. I'd start there. And read Endless Referrals first. Go to a meeting, and then let's hop on a call after your meeting. Let me know how it went.
I promise you I will. Can we do another meeting just so I can tell you what I did in like a month?
Sure, yeah. Just book it. Yeah.
Thank you, Doug.
My pleasure. Happy to help you out.
I'll be in touch with you.
Okay.
Bye.
I expect it now. If we're doing the mentor thing, you can't fall off. You got to finish it up.
I promise you I will. You know I will.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye.
Oh my God, that went nice, man. Like, seriously, y'all. Oh my God, I cannot wait to join these clubs. 3 clubs. I'm joining 3 clubs. I wrote it all down. I wasn't going to remember it off the top of my head. But we are looking for rehabbers. And yeah, I have a lot of studying. Actually, I'm probably going to go to the library after this. Let me see what Miss, what's her name, said, Debbie. If Debbie don't contact me, then let me contact her by, I have something to do here. Hey, you want to do the interview now? So what I'm going to do is I texted her on LinkedIn. I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna close that out. I'm gonna open Google. Let me show y'all what I'm doing. Hold up. Uh, what was it called again? Real Estate Investment Club. Real Estate Investment Club. I appreciate him like crap. This seems. What just happened? I just got a message. There we go. I'll be inside your studio for 10 minutes. If you do not show up, I'm leaving because I have to go an hour away in Bellevue. See you soon. Let me, uh, I'm going to dig really deep into this. Really deep. So deep. Now that I know I don't need a real estate, because you take that 1 month to 2 month class and you go sit in he said he got fired or he quit the first day, and he's a millionaire. He quit the real estate group the first day. He'd rather make money the way he does being a marketing company. It works. He's a millionaire. I'm taking everybody that's a millionaire advice. I need money in order to promote myself and grow. And that's what I'm doing. I take it seriously. Let's do this. And I'm gonna get off as soon as I see Debbie in the. She's in the chat. Hold on, Debbie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Give me a second to get off the chat. Okay.
Oh, no
Y'all take
problem.
care.